Hey, what's up, guys? This is Nate, and I'm here with Ryan, and we are your administrators of the Pokemon Legend Battle Association, here with a little bit of a post-draft analysis.
And you guys suck at drafting. Just gonna throw that out
And we're going to tell you all why. so, uh, so we got you ranked from 1 to 12, just based entirely on the Pokemon that are on your team. So this has nothing to do with your drafting skill. We're not trying to say anything about how well you can build. Just based entirely on the 12, I think it's 12, Pokemon that are on your roster.
No, it's 11 Pokemon.
Oh, it's 11. My bad. So anyway, yeah, so we got you ranked 1 to 12, and we're going to start right at 12 with the Houston Toxins.
Okay, so Shaman Sky, why? My question is why?
Well, and what I'm going to add to that is that Shaman Sky Y, in terms of the fact that you've got 4 other flying types, 3 after Altaria Mega Evolves, it just seems like it's all a little bit unnecessary.
What's also
The whole
is having Rotom Heat, Zeraora, and Electra on the same roster.
Yes, that'll add to it. So we've got 5 flying types, 3 electric types, on a roster of 11 Pokemon. So that's a lot. As a whole, the whole team is just so weak to rocks. Obviously, coming from the fact that you've got so many flying types, Rotom Heat is, again, pretty weak to rocks, and that's probably your primary default. Masquerain takes 50% from rocks. I guess if you want to run Mew as a defogger, that's taking neutral damage, so that's better. But if you're running Mew as a defogger, I feel like...
And you got out. Alright, so now we're gonna talk. Fucking. Sorry. Can't. So now you're here with me. Altaria Mega. Why? Shaman Sky. Why? Mew, you're forced to run a defensive because you drafted no defensive walls. Why? Ramblefan, cool. Romy, cool. Wyvern, Claydol, hey, good spinner. Gyarados, meh. Masquerain, meh. Zeraora, why? You already have Rotom Heat. Electro, why? You already have Zeraora and Rotom Heat.
Okay, I'm back.
Totally flamed his draft.
Okay, so where do you want to, go in again?
Should I cut that out, or should I really just flame him? Okay, I'll decide.
Okay.
Okay. So, your team's very weak to Stuff Rock.
Oh, okay. So we haven't even, or are we on the next one now?
We're still on Houston.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see.
Very correct. You're kind of
I think we got that.
into a box with Mew, which is literally what you don't want it to do. The point of having a Mew is to think outside of the box.
Yeah, I mean, Mew's best trait is the fact that it can be so unpredictable, and if you're forcing it into a defensive / support role every week, that's kind of limiting yourself and making it easier for your opponents to prep.
Yeah. It's just, if you don't run it defensively, I think you are going to lose every game. That's just my opinion with the team composition. So you're forced into a defensive role, which means other than Mons have to pick up the slack offensively, and I don't even think your offense is that good. Like, Mammothland. You have Mammothland and Shaman Sky as your real attackers, and then the rest of it's kind of just middle of the road stuff. Maybe that's more as good, but...
Like, Mammothland obviously has, no switch-ins, but trying to, with only base 80 speed, you're forced to either run Scarf, which limits you a lot, or you're forced to run webs, and Masquerain is just kind of a liability for the most part, unless, outside of just getting webs up.
It's basically an empty team slot, or mon slot. I don't know. I mean, at least two of your electric types are meant to ground, but I don't see what electron does for you. You could have gotten a better tier 5, I think that's tier 5. Something that actually fits your team now. Like a dedicated wall. If you had another dedicated wall on this team, you could actually run you how you want it.
Electros is actually tier 4.
What the fuck?
But,
I'm about to watch video. Jesus Christ. You just had a tier 4, a tier 2, and a tier 3 electric type. Please tell me Zera is not tier 1.
I believe it is, actually. I did not understand looking at the tier list, to be honest, but, oh yeah, it's tier 1.
What the fuck? Yeah, and
Was it?
you didn't even take advantage. We gave you 2 free transactions. Everyone, you gotta take advantage.
Was there tier 1 last year? Or last season? Did we even tap tiers last season? Oh. Huh. Oh, right, because we probably started, right when Zero Aura was released, and the hype was at its peak. That makes a lot of sense. Huh.
Alright. Ready to move on to number 11? Jack? Nate? Hello?
I'm I'm still here. It says voice connected. Okay.
Ready to move
All right.
on to number 11?
Yeah. This is the very high production value in this video.
It'll be better later. His internet will be fixed.
All right. So coming in at number 11, then we've got the Camden Crocodiles.
Alright. So, one stealth rocker, really? Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna early in this video, you're gonna hear a lot about hazards. The Crooks have one stealth rocker, and their stealth rocker is Arceus. Arceus Poison doesn't want to be your stealth rocker.
It wants her on Judgment, another attack, all mine recover.
This team has a lot of offensive pressure, and I think Ditto is maybe one of the most valuable picks in this draft. With so many big Ubers running around, you can definitely copy the powerful Ubers and counter sweep if it's played right. But just as a whole, I don't know about this. The synergy of everything, there's just pieces missing. Porygon just takes way too much defensive pressure. Doublade I've never seen it do well in drafts. Relies too much on Eviolite, so you end up, if it's knocked off, all of a sudden that thing has no power.
And your two dedicated walls both lose a ton of their viability against knockoff.
Oh yeah, because Porygon also needs Eviolite.
Also, I don't understand the Pickleball pick. You already had Jolteon, so I mean, it's tier 5, not a big deal, but you could have got something better there.
I do actually like Picklebolts a lot as a tier 5, but
it's honestly my favorite mom. It's just why?
Just a little bit redundant. Victini in one of your free slots, like drafting it as late as you did, that thing is gonna be a monster. Sharpedo, on the other hand, drafting as early as you did, that was a bit of a question mark. It's a good mega, especially not forced mega turn 1. And it gains you 40 points, so that's cool. But I think you could have taken it. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you picked it round 3 or 4.
That sounds right. Oh no, like I said, I think it's got a lot of potential, but there's some this is another team that could have really taken advantage of that free period of transactions.
I think he actually did
Oh.
I know he made me.
I think you're right too, actually.
Yeah. He dropped Shaman for Porygon too, but he dropped Rhyperior for Ditto. So Ditto didn't even get drafted.
Oh wow, those are incredibly good transactions.
Yeah.
This probably would have been the 12th.
If it wasn't for
Yeah.
And this is a team
Yeah.
definitely put in work. It's just I don't have faith that it will. Ready for it?
Yeah, I think we can move on. We spent a lot of time on 12. All right. Sorry. All right. So coming in at number 10, we've got the Lily Cove Lycanrocs. And continuing the theme of not so much hazards, but we might get to that. But the theme of just why did you draft so many of the same type?
2 dragons. Wait, no.
3 dragons. 3 dragons, 2 fire types, 3 grass types. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, that really says it all. Between so many grasses and so many dragons, you just die to Ice Beam. Your only real switch in is Suicune.
You want me to name all the moves this team dies to?
I don't think we need to do that.
No,
but it's a long list.
This team dies to Dazzling Link, Shadow Ball, Ice Beam, Flamethrower, Fire Blast, Earthquake, Knockoff, Ice Punch, Fire Punch, Close Combat, Superpowers. Oh, please. Why?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, when I'm drafting, I just have like a list of all the types, and as I grab each one of them, I just check it off. This team would have benefited a lot from having a checklist.
Yeah. Torterra's a reasonable pick. I don't understand why Umbreon's a Z captain.
That's a really good question. I mean, Torterra's obviously a tier 5. That's Umbreon and Espeon as the Z captains.
Yeah, so like you could have gone Suicune, Breloom, Tyrantrum even would have been better. I don't understand Umbreon being a Z captain either. Which we didn't mention too. And actually, why is Rhyperior a Z captain? Who does Rhyperior get dropped for? Ditto? Ditto, he got dropped for Ditto's a Z captain.
Oh, that definitely should change. Victini is a good Z captain though.
Alright.
But yeah. Okay, we're done with that already.
If you had something
I guess to go back to once again, like I said, we get the hazards before, and we hadn't really touched on that yet. All of your hazard removal is stuff that doesn't want to actually run hazard removal. Like you don't want to run Defog Mega Charizard X or Defog Rayquaza, or what's the last Defogger that he had?
I don't think he has another one. I think that's
Suicune got it? Maybe I just mistyped that. That might have been a mistype.
The other one has Defog.
So, but you're basically just relying on Espeon to Magic Bounce rocks away, and it doesn't switch in enough times to reliably do that.
Yeah, and that means Espeon come every single week. Which is not Espeon.
No.
Right. Number 9.
Okay. Number 9, we've got. Oh shoot. The Super City Sceptiles. There we go.
Charizard White Blaziken? Okay. I don't know.
And I know Ben really likes his Zardwai Hoopa Unbound core. But just adding Blaziken to that I think is pretty unnecessary. Although Blaziken is one of the more powerful, like offensively speaking, Ubers in this on this list. It just seems like an unnecessary pairing with Zardwai. Like the sun's not going to be up long enough for you to do extra damage with Flare Blitz, so you're just kind of doubling up on the typing for no reason. Like you can't run Heat Rock Zardwai because it's forced
into a Mega Stone. Like, I think maybe an Ashford Ninja form would have been better, which, like a Protean or Ashford Ninja, Landorus I would actually have been a great pick here. See if the computer programs turn it on. Lunala. Lunala actually might have been very good. I know it's the fourth psychic actually, but I mean, not a lot of doesn't know. And there was also a bunch of Arceus forms and Aegislash still available, so. Blaziken? Why? Yeah, I disconnected, of course. So, I'll continue this conversation till he gets back. Dangler's good offensive capability, 110 speed here. Gator gets Dragon Dance, so it can kind of set up and sleep if you're not careful. Rabombi's a good sticky Webmon. My main issue is your dedicated walls don't have any Spadef. So, I think Jack's back.
I am back. Like Hoopa and Latias obviously have a little bit of special bulk themselves. Latias can carry Roost or Recover. I think just Roost. And so it can sponge special hits if need be, and Hoopa can come in on a special hit and on a special attack and dish out damage pretty well. But yeah, you don't really wall special moves that well.
No. Kieran White honestly kills you if it's for.
I mean, it does that to most things, to be honest.
Yeah, because it's on Blade, since Blade can be tier, and the +1 won't get it above it. It just runs your entire team if you don't get what's up, which, you know.
Right. Although you do have, Serena is a really solid spinner. The Fortress, I think, spins too.
Yeah, it does.
So, like, you can keep your own webs up without having to defog them away.
And for some
like, you do have...
continuously forget that Fortress gets rapid spin, even though it's literally a spinning ball.
You do have a hazard setter of every type. You have webs and Rabombi, you have rocks and probably Fortress?
It's Fortress.
Yeah. Spikes and also Fortress. And T-Spikes somehow? I wrote that down. Does Fortress get it? Maybe I did.
I think something got dropped.
That could be too.
No, you didn't.
Maybe not.
I think your thing's just wrong.
I'm just wrong. All right. Twice in a row. Damn, I'm bad. Okay. But yeah, probably gonna move on. See, I was right. Okay. So on to 8 is going to be the New York Marowaks. This is just a confusing team to me. I'm just not really sure what it's trying to do. In Ubers, Giratina is pretty much exclusively run on stall teams. And I mean, you've got some elements of that here, but not really. Like Venusaur pairs really well with Giratina, I think. But then you've got a bunch of offense. And then you've got a Tapu Fini that I think pairs really well with both of them as well. And then you've got more offense. So I'm just not really sure what you're trying to do.
The speed's really active on the team, too. Like, I think it's only 3 mons above 100.
Just off the top of my head, Thundurus, Zoroark, Ambipom.
Ambipom, yeah. Because Giratina's 90, Venusaur's 80, Heatran's 77.
Fini's 85, Passimian's 80.
Yeah.
Zoroark, yeah.
So any 110 speed Scarfer kind of outruns your entire team because you don't Scarf an Ambipom. You don't bring an Ambipom anyways. And like, Mons are weak to toxic. Psychic moves, Earthquake.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you've got a toxic switch in Mega Venu. But yeah, Giratina really hates being toxic stalled unless you're running a rest set. Um, hazards kind of do you in again here.
Actually,
Um,
Tapu, if it gets toxic and terrain's up, it can't rest.
that's true. So in that sense, Fini might actually be a hindrance. Although obviously, again, that
Can also help.
yeah can also help you prevent the toxicking from happening in the first place.
Toxic spikes are honestly really good against his team. Sure, Venusaur
Right.
gets them away, but Venusaur doesn't want to come and take hits unnecessarily, especially from strong
Right.
opponents.
And toxic spikes do end up because the way that the terrain works, they will activate and poison Tapu Fini before its terrain gets up. Um,
I mean,
this is a team that I see myself losing to just because I hate Mega Venusaur, but I'm just not really sure what you're trying to do with it.
yeah, I don't see how everything fits together. It's kind of just like you were picking big name moms, and then there you go. Although Simeon is actually great value, tier 5.
Yeah, that is tier 5, great value, and then Tapu Fini again is another one of those another one of those tier ones that really does fit your team quite well, and you ended up taking it pretty late, so that worked out really well for you.
I don't think he made any transactions, but I'll check. He didn't. Alright, moving on.
So next we got a tie between the Toronto Maple Bay Leafs and the Detroit Red Wing Gulls. Um,
Let's go Toronto first.
okay. Um,
I don't know what the hell this disease is here. I mean, you have a good Weber and Galvantula, but
yeah, I mean, Lopane obviously is really fast, but other than that, you kind of have to rely on either having webs up or you have to rely on Galvantula or Azelf being an offensive threat, which they aren't really meant to be. Like Galvantula can hit pretty hard, Specs Azelf can hit pretty hard as well, but they're better off doing different things.
I don't know. Kieran White is probably one of the top 3 strongest attackers in the format.
Yeah, I mean, there's just
Shadow too.
very few switch-ins to Ice and Dragon Staff. It gets Earth Power. I'm pretty sure. Fusion Flare? Does it get Fusion Flare? Yeah, this just
And
yeah, it's
I think it gets both.
so yeah. Yeah, it's power. Throw choice specs on that, Life Orb even, and there's just not a lot of switch-ins. Probably not.
There's not a switch into Light Orb. There's switching to Spec.
True. Right, because then you're locked in. But yeah, Pharaoh as a tier 2 is pretty good.
Your spin blocker
But
lure, which is nice because it comes in, blocks the spin, and is immediately an offensive threat.
right. Yeah.
Honestly, an underrated Mon. Protean's nice.
Yeah. It can run different support options. Like it gets stealth rocks. It can do different run different attacking steps and like power up punch into other things.
Yeah. Also, Mons that have moves where you'd be immune, like fighting types, for instance, you can run Shadow Sneak against them and just eat the fighting hit because it does.
That's true.
Happen to me with a Mega Match Jam.
Which also turns Kecleon into a potential spin blocker.
Even if it's a normal type, you Shadow Sneak on the spin and then just you're fine.
Yeah, so that's a little interesting tidbit for you. Probably can just move on then to the White Gulls.
Yeah.
Unless you got something else you need to say there.
Big problem. Hazard removal. What the hell?
Yeah, especially with your Mega Being. Um, being Mega Beedrill, really want to not have rock, and Beedrill is one of your two deep. Obviously, Rotom is a good debugger, and it doesn't.
In a lot and take a lot of hits. It's without reliable recovery. It's not fun.
Right. It's definitely not a bad thing that you're forced to bring Rotom every week, but like, yeah, I don't know. Having a double bulky water is an interesting choice, but they don't actually share any weaknesses since Rotom is neutral to electric and Toxapex is neutral to grass. So that's kind of cool.
Weakness is like Mold Breaker or Gravity.
Right. Which is not that common, so you're probably safe. True. Zygarde, Toxapex, Celesteela, Lele is so scary of a core. Like that Fairy Dragon Steel is just absolutely nuts.
Zygarde has the most memorable move in the game.
That is true. Celesteela being your Z captain, like that's just such a great move. Like we were talking about, Mew wants to be unpredictable. It wants to be your Z captain. Celesteela is the same way. Like it obviously is really good at running like a bulky Leech Seed leftover set, but to come in with a surprise like Z ground or Z steel move, whatever, it's definitely unpredictability is great. Right. With the right 3 moves plus Autotomize, you have a legit sweeper on your hands.
Yeah, no.
I do.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Warmong's weak to fire. Rapidash could Flash Fire though, right?
Your Psychic Terrain synergizes in a weird way with the rest of your team. Like Beedrill doesn't like taking priority hits, so that helps it a lot. But at the same time, you're nerfing your own Piloswine and Zygarde. Like you can't hit Ice Shards with Piloswine. You can't click Extreme Speed with Zygarde.
And Toxapex take more damage from Psychic moves.
True. And Beedrill, but Beedrill's dying anyway.
Yeah, Beedrill. Definition last game.
Right. That's, yeah.
Leave Annie as your sticky webmon. I hate you, by the way.
So coming in at 5, then we have the Bermuda Basculins, which so this is one.
Dragon. Teal Dragon. Wait.
I mean, it's Magearna Garchomp, but that's still amazing.
Yeah, it's still amazing.
This is one where the coach came in after the first 2 rounds had already been made, or after its first 2 picks had already been made, and they were Gallade and Magearna. Yeah, so that's, I mean, Magearna is, like, it's not a super, like, it's not like a clear-cut Uber like the rest of the Tier 0s are, but it's so versatile that, and it can do so many things that it's worth it.
It has a favorite. That's crazy. Fairy Dracos are wild.
It can run leftovers. It can run Shookaberry. Obviously, the Assault Vest set is pretty good. Specs hits super hard. Scarf can come out of nowhere and surprise people and just sweep because of its ability.
And Shuckle gets right, so it can eat under web.
Right. You got a couple of spinners too that help leave your own webs up in Komala and Cryogonal. Although they don't want to come a lot. You do have every form of hazards on this team. Between Shuckle and Excelgor, and then Garchomp also getting rocks. yeah, that you can definitely win Hazard Wars with those.
Most definitely.
Guard Chop as a user is really good. You can run stone edges that won't miss. You can.
Very fake.
What the hell does that even do?
+1 speed.
Interesting. Okay, that's news to me.
Oh.
You can, yeah, anyway, rock move that doesn't miss, outrage that doesn't lock you in for 3 turns, super powerful ground move, whatever. Fire Fang for Ferrothorn or Scizor or whatever. Yeah, it's a good mon. Does a lot of things.
Also, over the fact that he has a crazy regen core.
Oh yeah, Tangrowth Alomola is really good.
I took it to finals last season, so.
And you've got a lot of Pokemon on your team that love getting fat Wish Passes from Mallow. Like Magearna and Garchomp both can eat a hit and just go right back up to full health. Yeah.
It's mega.
Right. I think it definitely gets some sort of extra bulk after.
New banded Entei hit.
Right. Yeah. So all these things love taking a fat wish. So yeah, Aloe played the right way. Can definitely do a lot of work for this team.
Yeah.
Wish. Little fun fact for you there. So double wish pass.
What?
Yeah, Kamala gets wish.
Why?
I could not tell you that, but it, yeah.
I can't wait to see the contrary Shell Smash Shuckle come out.
I can definitely wait. Please don't ever run that set.
Nobody.
It really is.
Very good. No one drafted people Mewtwo. That's even.
That is very true.
Alright.
So yeah, we're getting to the end of this video here.
I forgot. Oh, it's you. Your number's right.
No, you forgot 4 though. We skipped over 4.
Oh, we have a 4.
And that is, yes, we have a 4. That is the Lavender Gengars.
Oh, she's gonna kill me.
Yep, Ryan forgot about it. That's okay. I remembered.
Oh, I thought we were on 4 already.
So yeah, it's a really solid team, to be honest. Not a lot of special bulk, or not a lot of I shouldn't say that way. Not a lot of particularly bulky Pokemon, but like Clef takes hits really well. Solgaleo and Tyranitar are both super bulky.
And the
Lucario.
There's Spadef.
Right. Well, it helps T-Tar, not Solgaleo.
I thought does Sand not boost Steel type?
No, they're immune to the sand damage, but it only boosts rock type Spadef.
I don't. Are you?
I'm sure. That's absolutely right. Steel types, ground types, rock types don't take sand damage, but it only boosts rock types Spadef.
Okay.
You can Google it.
What do you think I'm doing?
But anyway, you've got you've got 4 rockers, I think. Here, yeah, you got Tyranitar, Clef, Donphan, Mesprit. All can set rocks. Donphan spins.
The one
Moltres.
Hazard removal.
Yeah, like that.
That you only have one mon week.
Yeah, like Donphan is really forced to run spin because Moltres, being your only defogger, doesn't want to come in on rocks and click defog, so that isn't really viable.
There are weeks where you don't have to run it.
Right, exactly. Like if you don't bring Moltres, you really don't need removal anyway. Right. Clefable can run Magic Guard, so that's immune. You know, things like that.
Tyranitar with Dragon Dance can be game changing.
Yeah, Solgaleo with
has one of the top 5 stat moves in the game with some Steel Strike.
Right. And that can speed boost, run weakness policy because it's so fat. Lucario has some really good priority options in extreme speed and bullet punch.
And it gives you options on both sides of the spectrum.
In fact, you've got a lot of priority in general with Zygarde also having extreme speed, Donphan having Ice Shard.
Quick attack, I guess, was right too.
What has quick attack?
Yeah.
I don't know. Who's running quick attack? Unless your name is Pinsir.
I think there's a good amount of U-turn on this team. Full tournament. More trades, mass spread, Raichu. Fable is probably one of the best walls in the game, even if its stats don't say that. Unaware is great against teams that want to run Dragon games. It's just edge quick weak. But I mean, Don Sam's your edge quick switch in. Or did he really say there's no edge quick for this? Or am I tripping? I think I'm tripping. I think he's a bottom of my team. Okay, yeah. He didn't say anything. I'm just dumb. Dad, I know you're gone. I'm not dumb.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're back.
Okay, I'm back.
You're gonna love watching this video afterwards.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so this is where it gets a little bit interesting because our rankings get a little bit, yeah. That's okay. So I think. Go ahead.
Nah, I have a different opinion on this one team than you do.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, so I think then that brings me up because yeah.
Yes, sir. Do you want to take a second and go through your thought process while drafting?
I mean, I just kind of waited to see what fell to me because, like, you know, being in the middle of the draft sucks. Coco fell. I really like Zekrom too, so I figured pairing the two of them up was going to be really nice. Like, Zekrom under electric terrain is just going to bust everything open that's not a ground type. Scizor pairs really well with Coco. Sceptile, because I didn't want to actually take Coco Lucha because that's boring, but Unburdened Sceptile is kind of cool. Necrozma is a really good value in tier 2 still, I think. Croak needed ground type. Yeah. Audino is, I think, really underrated in tier 5. Like a normal type wall with Regenerator and Wish is pretty cool. Yeah, and Healing Wish too, that's true.
Bane coverage. I know it's
yeah, it does.
Good.
Like it does, it's not gonna attack much, but yeah, I mean, right, you can run Ice Beam for Zygarde, Flamethrower for Scizor to surprise that too. Things like that are pretty cool. Crobat is super versatile. Arcanine, also super versatile, can run defensive or offensive sets.
And Intimidate.
And Intimidate. Like you said in your note, there's like every single one of these Pokemon can do multiple things. So you just like I'm just forcing my opponent to scout out what I'm gonna do before they can counter it, and that kind of gives me the advantage.
Versatility is king. The amount of hazard removal you have on your team is really good. I don't think you know, but like the Mon, Scizor, Soko, Crobat are all great debuffers.
Right.
They can also put pressure on other things.
Yep.
I don't know about your rock feathers. I think that was why I put you lower than some other things.
Necrozma, Crook, and Cobalion all set rocks, I think, pretty reliably. What did you have? I mean, oh, you put me lower because I'm.
You have less default. That's what.
You put me lower because you are only weak to Edgequake and I'm weak to Edgequake and Bolt Beam.
Oh right, yeah, your team's super weak to Bolt Beam.
Yeah, I'm just kind of relying on offensive pressure more than defensive, but we'll see what happens there.
Your team kind of just dies to Laddies.
That's true.
If Jirachi Fire both being by shock, I guess.
I've got Coco though for that. Anyway, so yeah, I like my team a lot.
Number 2.
Yeah, so I had the Frostlass at number 1, and Ryan had them at number 3 below him and
I put them at number 2.
did you?
Yeah, I did.
But no, you didn't. That's what the aggregate one is. The aggregate says 2. You say 3.
I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so basically though, we split our opinions on the Frostlass, but they're sliding in right between us now because of that. Their Fairy Dragon Steel is really nuts in Diancie, Jirachi, and Kira.
Fairy Dragon Steel.
Yeah, the Diancie, Jirachi, and Kieran Black are all like very solid, and then Marshadow I think is the top 2 tier 0. Ryan thinks Solgaleo is better. I like Marshadow better personally, but that's okay.
Take Marshadow. But I mean, I ran the RNG the first time, and I got the first pick, and then Sakura ran the RNG, and I got the 11th pick. Bullshit. I'm kidding.
Anyway, this team has. It does not have webs, but it does have some really good rockers in Diancie, Jirachi, and kind of in Heligo, as well as a Spiker in Roserade and Toxic Spikers in Heligo and Roserade. So it definitely has the potential to win the Hazard War, especially with Magic Bounce on Diancie and Spin on Hitmontop. You don't really need Defog that much when you've got both those options. Yeah, I agree. Diancie's super good. Mega Arrow, I think, is another one that's super underrated in Draft League, but that's beside the point. That's true. Melodic, that was a snipe. I really wanted Melodic.
I don't think I got sniped all that much until like my mostly because I did.
Talonflame is a really, really solid Z-move user, as is Kieran Black. Kieran Black, obviously, you can run the obvious Freeze Shock, but then you can run like Z Hail, you can run Z Blizzard if you want to run just pure special, or Z Fusion Bolts, Outrage. Yeah, a lot of powerful options there. Talonflame can run Z Bravebird for priority Z move, like that's a lot of power coming off of a +1 priority. Yeah, it's a really solid team all around. Absorb T-Spikes with Roserade too.
My main issue with this is the lack of hazard removal. You only have 1 defogger, 1 spinner, and then Magic Bomb. So it's kind of just difficult for me to assist above with the lack of support it has. On that side, hazard settings crazy though, and Martin able to steal boost is.
Yeah, I think that's why I had them so high, is that I think the lack of removal is offset by the fact that you're forcing your opponent to defog anyway, so you don't really need to defog that well or that much yourself. Although Marshadow does really want to run a focus sash at times, so that's one reason that you do really need defog at times. And Talonflame also being 4 times weak to rocks is something that you got to watch out for as well. And
we put my team above just because I have 5 defoggers. That's just the thing.
Yeah, and I mean everybody's always going to have their own team like ranked pretty highly anyway, because you know exactly what your plan is and you know how you're going to use it, whereas other people have their own styles. But that does.
I definitely don't think that they are going to go. I definitely don't think they're going to miss the playoffs.
Oh no.
If they do, you definitely misuse the team.
Yeah. But that does that does then naturally lead us into the top ranked team of this draft. and that is the Emerald City Espions, coached by young Ryan over there. Um, he used the tried and true classic wait for everybody to underrate a super high tiered Pokemon and then draft it in the last round, and that's what he did with Arceus Rock. That thing is so good.
Okay.
Um,
I had 0 draft wins because I was setting all this shit up, and then I was doing damage control because the doc was kind of screwing up. So it got to my pick, and I was scrambling, so I just picked Scizor because Scizor, tier 2 value. Then I came back to and I really wanted to use Gardevoir, so I picked Gardevoir. Well, Gardevoir Mega. Quarantine dropped to me, which, thank you, that's my favorite draft league mom.
yeah, that thing is so good.
And
Yeah, you got that in what round 4?
Regions one.
Round 4 you got torn in?
What?
Is it round 4 you got torn in? That's absolutely nuts.
3. I got it at the
Oh,
end.
round 3. Okay.
Came back around.
That's still nuts. Like, even with a tier 0, Tornti should be going round 1. I mean, granted, I'm just as guilty of that, but I mean, I took Coco Zekrom, so I can't. Yeah, whatever. But I did let it go. Anyway, yeah, Scizor, Gardevoir.
I think it was 3.
So, yeah, that's true. What? Oh, I took Mega Scizor round 3. That still makes sense. I don't know. But yeah, Gardevoir, Scizor, Salamence, Solid Fairy, Dragon Steel. Salamence is yeah.
Okay.
Intimidate.
I totally forgot that we weren't getting 2 free tier 3. So I picked that, and then I'm like, wait, what? Why did I pick
2 free what?
I thought, because normally you get 2 free tier 3s.
Oh yeah, but that got changed because of the tier 0s. Yes. Yeah, I filled every single one of my free slots with a tier 3. I don't know if everybody noticed that or not, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, yeah, solid regen, solid Fairy Dragon Steel, Arceus Rock, super underrated. Got it in the last round. Intimidate and Incineroar.
100% actually, is it 120?
Well, it's 100, but it's 120 because of the plate. Yeah, exactly.
Having base 100 power rock move that's 100% accurate is immensely valuable. And
like that's the one biggest issue with rock moves in general is like the accuracy on the physical side, and on the special side, just nothing gets power gem. So this thing having a special edge quake that's 100% accurate is super powerful.
I mean, the only knockdown with this team is the edge not having an edge quake resist. So, yeah, that's it. Omaricario is weird, but I needed a speed tier at that time, and it can spin block for me, so. Do you have anything you want to add? He died. Alright, y'all. I want you to know I'm going 11-0. Then I'm sweeping through the playoffs.
Whatever.
Okay, fine.
Oh, I just connected ISO for a little bit, but I'm back now.
Okay.
Yep.
Anything you want to wrap this up?
I don't think so. I hope I beat you all.
You're gonna lose to me.
We'll see.
You ain't trying to mess with the Arceus press. Dog barking in the background. All right. Bye,
Hello,
guys.
dog. Goodbye, dog. Bye, everybody else.